Factor by grouping is exactly that. You're going to group them and then you're going to factor them. So factor by grouping is what you use when you have four different terms. So we're going to start with the last step and then kind of work backwards to it. So you end up with a step that looks like this. You end up with a step that looks like this right here. So what is common about this right here? You have the y plus 5 and the y plus 5. Okay, so if I pulled these out, this is one way to think about it. This is why they do this with the GCF. If I pulled the y plus 5s both out, pulled it out to the outside, that would leave me with 2y plus 6. So I put 2y plus 6. Okay, now that's the one way to think about it, is that you're pulling the GCF out. To me, I think about what's on the inside goes together and what's on the outside goes together. So in my mind, that's probably the way I'll say it. No, all of our answers in this chapter are going to end up looking like this for the next couple of days. So we're just going to leave it like that in two binomials. So here on this one, like I said, I would do, okay, so these are both on the inside. So I'm going to put these together. And then these are both on the outside. So I'm going to put those together. So if these are exactly the same, you're just kind of pulling them out and putting them together, and then you're putting what's on the outside together. Okay, so that's kind of the last step of factor by grouping. All right, so this is use factor by grouping when you have four terms like this. Oh, wait. I need to change some variables here. So that's cube squared, yeah, okay. All right, so what you're going to do factor by grouping is you're going to group them together. I'm going to group the first two together. I'm going to group the last two together. So if I group the first two together, my blue one, what is the GCF of those blue ones? Just the blue ones. Don't even look at the red ones yet. 3x squared. So if I take out a 3x squared, and that leaves me with 1x here, 6 divided by 3 is 2. Take away 2 x's, so I have x plus 2. Okay, so that's my blue one. And my red one, what's my GCF of my red one? Just my red one. Well, not x, it'll just be 4, right? So if I divide that by 4, I get x. Divide that by 4, I get 2. So if you did that part right, then this will equal this. And now we're back at where we were a second ago. Since this is the same as this, we can put those together. And what's on the outside we can put together. Factor by grouping, you group them together, you find the GCF of each one, and then you put it all together at the end. Let me go get another problem here. 2x plus 12, x to 5 plus 6y. All right, so here again you have 4 terms. So if I group the first two and group the second two together, in my blue one, what's common? 2. So if I pull out a 2, that leaves me with x plus 6. In my red one, what's common? A y. They both have a y with it. So that would leave me with x plus 6. So we did good because this is the same as this. So we put that together. And then we put what's on the outside together, 2 plus y. Y'all seen this before? Just different? Yes. what I'm wanting to do, if I can find it. 4x squared minus 8xy. Minus 5x plus 10. All right, so again, the directions telling us factor by grouping, so we're going to group them together. In my first two, in the red one, what is common? What? 4x. So that leaves me with an x. 8 divided by 4 is 2. Take away that x, I get x minus 2y. In my blue one, what's common? Watch this one for a second, because this is a little bit tricky on this one. Why are you saying negative 5? Well, no, that's x. You see the minus right there? If I take out a positive 5, what happens? I get negative x 5 plus 2y. So is that the same as this one? No. So what I actually need to do here is I need to take out a negative 5. Negative 5 divided by negative 5 is positive x. 10 divided by negative 5 is negative 2. So I can take out a negative and it changes my signs to make it be the same as this one. So this is the same as this. So I can put that one together and then put what's together on the outside. I think there's only one of those. But if you ever come down and the signs are different, see if you can pull out a negative instead and it may become the same. It should become the same. If the signs are exact opposite, it will become the same. One more, negative 9 q squared. Is that negative 9? 9 q squared minus 8 q squared. All right, so again, I grouped the first two, I grouped the second two. So in my blue one, what is common? Q, yes. So Q, and I get 9Q minus 8P. In my red one, what's common? Something I didn't write right, did I? I wrote that all right. 9Q squared minus 8PQ minus 9Q plus 8Q. If I take out a Q, I get negative 9 plus 8. Take out the negative.
It's the same. Negative, and you distribute it, take the side.
You're talking about this negative?
Yeah, look at the top.
Oh, well, what you'd have to do there is take this negative right here, take a negative out here, make that positive 9 minus 8. Which would be Q, 9Q minus 8P. That's just, 9 minus 8 is just 1. That one doesn't work out right. As in, when I break it down, this is not the same as this, so I can't do anything. I believe. Was that an option on my math problem? Polynomial is not factorable. Oh, it does.
You have 8Q and the problem has 8P. Like on the second one.
Did I get my P's and Q's mixed up? Why did I pick problems with P's and Q's? But then how does... Okay, so that changes. Okay, thank you. Good night. 8P. So now what can I pull out here? Can I pull out anything there? No, but if I pull out a -1, that would make this positive 9Q and negative 8P, which would make it match up with this one. Okay, so now I put together what's on the inside. Didn't I go back and look at that problem like 3 times? Put together what's on the outside. Go back and check it to make sure I wrote it right like 3 times. Still didn't know it. So yes, you can just pull out a negative to change my signs and make them right. All right, so that's that section. The big thing there is the GCF. Factor by grouping we may use a little bit. I may teach you a different way to not do factor by grouping, but if y'all like that way, keep doing it. So in 6.2,